Story 1. I'm a zookeeper, and I absolutely love going to work most days. Every job has its down moments, but it's hard to hate a job where I get to give a lemur scratches. Story 2. American Sign Language Interpreter. I don't think people realize how much schooling goes into it or how stressful it can be. I'm like the proverbial fly on the wall. I'm in labor and delivery rooms, therapy appointments, college classes, surgeries, you name it. I learn a lot and also love serving the local deaf community around me. Story 3. I work as a judge's bailiff, and I love my job. It's easy. I watch court cases, and the people I work with are really nice. I don't enjoy working, but I will probably never leave this job because it's the best I can get. Story 4. I enjoy my job, but the issue is the complete lack of leadership and direction. There are too many nepotistic hires who lack the necessary skills in management positions. Story 5. I no longer work, but when I did, I never enjoyed going to work. Once at work, I enjoyed my job. I was a nurse in elderly care and loved doing things that had a positive impact on people's lives. Story 6. I'm a firefighter. I look forward to going to work. I've been doing it for 14 years now in New England. It's still a good job where I can make a decent living. Story 7. I'm going to guess that people who work in cubicles with limited privacy, few days off, low pay, and lots of stress are likely to say they do not enjoy their work. In contrast, people who work in positions that allow them to move around, have a diverse schedule, receive ample paid time off, and earn better pay tend to enjoy their jobs more. Story 8. No, I don't consider my job meaningful. It feels like a total waste of time that I could spend on a million better things. Whenever I reflect on all the hours spent on work each day, week, month, and year, it makes me feel depressed. However, it is what it is. I wasn't born into a wealthy family, so I have no choice. Story 9. I work in retail as a lower-level manager. I actually enjoy my job and most of the people I work with, but I dislike the American policies regarding sick leave. I am currently out sick and could potentially lose my job because parents cannot leave their sick children at home. I understand we are still in the cold and flu season, but I should never see both parents, who are perfectly capable, walking around a crowded area with their children leaking mucus everywhere. This is honestly my main complaint. Story 10. I am an analyst. I love it. I go to my basement office, turn on my heater and candle warmer, and open my workbooks. Story 11. I don't mind. I entered the job market in the middle of the 2007 to 2008 recession, and it was the worst period of my life. There were no prospects, no money, and I experienced deep depression. Staying at home and doing nothing worsened my condition. Having a routine from work has actually been great for my mental health. Story 12. I do not mind going to work every day. Some days I genuinely enjoy it. I am a chemical engineer. I believe the goal for everyone is to not hate their job. Mission accomplished for me. Story 13. I am a software developer for a university library. I am fortunate to be treated well as a union worker, satisfied to work in an innovative environment, and proud to contribute to the advancement of education and serve my community. I love my job. I could easily earn twice as much in the corporate sector. Story 14. I am a middle school teacher and I have mixed feelings about the job. Some days are challenging while others are just fine. The schedule, benefits, and daily hours are great, which fits well with raising a family. The pay is not very high, and dealing with difficult students or ineffective administrators can be frustrating, but I have encountered few of those issues in my career. I often find that difficult students usually have challenging home lives, making it hard to address their behavior. I am currently writing this from Mexico on spring break, which has its advantages. Story 15. Better question. If you were independently wealthy and didn't have to work, would you keep doing your current job? For me, the answer is no. I wouldn't have a job if I were independently wealthy. I'd have a passion that I might pursue, but it wouldn't be a job. That's where the saying goes, love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life. It doesn't take into account that you should have no financial worries first. Story 16. I enjoy my work as a data analyst and subject matter expert in SAP, although I am not always in the mood to engage in it. Story 17. No, I am a teacher. I do it for the time off and the other benefits except for being in the classroom. Story 18. I work an administrative job at a small cardboard box plant. I find satisfaction and mild enjoyment from daily challenges. I have a lot of autonomy and responsibility, even as a low-ranking office employee. Everyone here knows each other, creating a dynamic team atmosphere. On the other hand, some days are challenging. Occasionally, I have a repetitive task that allows me to listen to an audiobook for a couple of hours, which I enjoy. Story 19. Golf professional at a daily fee course in Texas. I perform many different tasks each day, and I get paid to discuss golf, which I would do regardless. Story 20. Primary care physicians love going to work. They enjoy patient care and collaborating with staff. Walking with patients through it all makes it the best job ever. Story 21. I love it. It gives me a sense of pride and purpose. Knowing that I positively impact so many people makes each day worth it. I work as a technician. Story 22. Enjoy is a strong word, but I am pretty okay going to work. I work for a wine and spirit distributor. We do some interesting things sometimes. Story 23. Fabrication is my job, and I enjoy working with a great group of people. While not every day is enjoyable, overall I am satisfied. Story 24. I enjoy going to work every day. The pay is good considering it is a low-skill job. The company is great. There is plenty of overtime, and my coworkers are wonderful. I work in a warehouse. Story 25. I recently worked for the government on a contract basis as a trainer. The pay was great, and everyone was extremely friendly. It was not hard going to work while being appreciated and compensated well. I also had several remote work days and a few on-call days, which were excellent. Story 26. I am an inpatient registered nurse. I disliked my previous floor, but I genuinely prefer the unit I am on now. However, the last few weeks have been really challenging. I was punched by a patient this morning before clocking out. I am scheduled to go back tonight and am not overly excited. Story 27. Absolutely not. I work in a cubicle for 8 hours a day, and it's mind-numbing. The only good part is they feed us a lot. Also, the job market is challenging right now, or else I would be out of here. Story 28. I work in a warehouse. It is physically demanding, and my hours are not ideal. I don't hate my job, but I do dislike my hours. I miss my kids a lot and do not get to see them often. Story 29. I work for Walmart, and I enjoy it most of the time. The health insurance and other benefits are the main reasons I appreciate going to work. Story 30. Yes, but only because my coworkers are my only friends. They gave me Christmas and birthday gifts while my own family forgets to include me. I will never take off work again for a holiday. Story 31. In information technology, I love my job. I have the option to work remotely, but I prefer going into the office and being in the data center. Story 32. I work in manufacturing. I enjoy my job, and everyone I work with has a similar sense of humor to mine. Starting at 6 a.m. isn't great. Story 33. I landed a dream job a year ago at a Fortune 100 company that is fully remote, with great pay and benefits, after a decade of struggling and going into debt for graduate programs. I don't love every moment of my job, but I do enjoy the work overall and am motivated to work hard by the opportunities for advancement. Story 34. Most days, I enjoy going to work. I'm not a big fan of really rainy days since I work outside as a pole climber, but the vast majority of my work week is good. I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, so I get really bored at home. Story 35. I live in a unique situation where I can live comfortably and save money while working a job that involves making pizza. Story 36. I have a fairly easy job working for my family's business in administration and accounting, but for the most part, I dread being here. Most of the people are great, but I have an increasing feeling of questioning the purpose of it all. That said, it could just be depression. Story 37. I enjoy the challenge and variety of the work. I have a boss that I wish would get himself fired every morning. Story 38. I genuinely enjoy my job. I work from home in the mental health field, helping parents navigate having a teenager in a residential treatment center. It is rewarding, but it has its challenging moments. Story 39. I am an office assistant who works Monday to Friday during the day shift, and I really enjoy my job. It is low stress with good benefits. Sometimes I get bored and do not like sitting all day, but it is better than being very stressed. I will choose that any day. Story 40. I am a mechanical engineer for a small composites company. It is small enough that I get to work on various interesting designs and then participate in the fabrication and assembly of my fixtures and tools. If I have to have a job, I am content to be here. Story 41. I work as a software developer and I have a significant degree of freedom in my work. I am involved in development and operations, and while my core responsibilities are managing application deployments and build pipelines, I am encouraged to explore different technology stacks and conduct experiments and evaluations on topics that interest me. Although my salary may not be as high as that of other software developers, the free breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with a very flexible return-to-office policy and a supportive boss and team, allow me to come in and leave as I please, enjoy complimentary meals, and enhance my skills without having to deal with difficult coworkers. I always look forward to the next day at work, and I take pride in what I do. Story 42. I absolutely love my job. I summarize criminal files into an essay for the parole board to use in making parole decisions. If you like true crime stories, I essentially write them all day. Some cases are difficult to stomach, but it is very interesting work. Story 43. Sure, if I suddenly came into millions of dollars, I would stop working, but I like my job and it pays very well. As a software engineer in the artificial intelligence field, I find my work to be mentally engaging and I am involved in exciting projects. Story 44. Electrician for the government. The work is relaxed, and the benefits are excellent. The pay could be better, but the work-life balance is amazing. Story 45. It depends on the passion, I think. I used to work in a naval vessel company in the architecture department and hated it passionately. Nowadays, I build and design houseboats in a relatively small company that I enjoy a lot. Story 46. Occupational therapy is not something I enjoy, as I find it quite boring. However, I appreciate that it helps people, and I am grateful that it supports my hobbies and lifestyle. Story 47. I am a remote software developer. I enjoy the work I do. However, I do not appreciate the unnecessary stress generated by my workplace. Fortunately, working from home makes it much easier to manage. Story 48. I work in finance within the logistics industry. My company has been around for decades, but it's small and has no human resources department. The motto might as well be no rules. As far as office jobs go, it's enjoyable and I genuinely like it. However, being here 5 days a week feels like a waste of time. I can power through my workload in 2 days, leaving me wishing for more time to focus on my art and creative passions. But, of course, bills don't pay themselves. Story 49. During certain times of the year, the days are wonderful. Unfortunately, America has lost its way, and now going to work becomes increasingly frustrating every day. Story 50. My wife and I own an art gallery for local artists. We also teach art 5 days a week to ages 5 through adult. We love it. Working with preteens and teenagers is a huge reward and emotional, as we get pulled into their daily lives. They share their problems, dreams, and hopes with us. Story 51. I am the lead video editor for a comedy company. I love my job, my coworkers, and our product. I also appreciate that I can work from home, though I didn't mind going into the office every day. The only thing I dislike is having to work, but I would have that with any job. It's better to have one that I actually enjoy. Story 52. I like my job. I am a digital forensics analyst, and my job is enjoyable. I do interesting work, I earn a good salary, there is room for growth, and I do not have to worry about management interfering with me. That being said, I dislike working. I dread having to work every day. It does not matter if I love my job or hate it. I have never liked working, and I wish I did not have to. I wish I could just live my life without worrying about money. Unfortunately, that is not the case. I do like my job. Story 53. I am a primary school teaching assistant at a private school. I love my job. I believe in the school's mission and values, and so do all my coworkers. Most of our students are well-behaved, our parents are supportive, and we have the opportunity to help develop our curriculum and improve it each year. Our leadership team respects us and listens to our input. I wish it paid more, but I wish everywhere paid more. Story 54. I am a network engineer specializing in a specific vendor's cloud security products. I really enjoy my job. It is akin to playing difficult puzzle games like Myst or Riven. Only it is much harder, but it is still a lot of fun. My day is spent solving complicated puzzles, and when you finally figure it out and that little light in a data center halfway across the world turns green, you get the feeling of being a genius. I like my job so much that I take paid time off from my day job to work on other side projects that involve similar tasks in unique locations. Story 55. I worked in retail until I retired. I never liked it, but it paid the bills. I still have retail stress nightmares nearly every night. Story 56. I work about a 5 to 6 minute drive from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at a customer-facing retail banking institution. I am content with my job. It is stable enough, but not solely dependent on me to succeed. The city I live in is becoming increasingly expensive. As someone without a degree or certifications, I may start exploring more challenging career paths, specifically in law enforcement fields. Story 57. A municipal Zamboni driver has a great and satisfying job. We do more than just drive. We also operate various types of equipment, perform basic plumbing, manage refrigeration, maintain ice rinks, handle pool chemistry and maintenance, work with heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, manage turf, and conduct arborist work. The specific responsibilities depend on the type of facility we work at. I love it because there is a variety of tasks to complete every day. Story 58. I originally loved web design, but the company I am currently working for and its clients make me really dislike it. Story 59. Let's be real. While some people enjoy going to work, most would prefer not to and do not enjoy it. I know I work because I have to eat. Otherwise, I certainly would not go to work. Story 60. I work as a caretaker for the elderly, and I enjoy it. The routine is consistent, which I don't mind. My clients are very interesting and have many stories to share. I have learned a lot about their lives. The only downside is that I have attended many funerals. The families and clients are wonderful. Story 61. I just got a new full-time job and I already dislike it because the boss is likely to be fired soon, which will make things difficult until they hire a replacement. I am already applying for other jobs. It is payroll for the county that serves several smaller towns. Story 62. I didn't mind doing fundraising work for my old college. Basically, I would go around to various departments and work with deans and chairs to raise money for scholarships. I helped set up events to showcase the departments to donors and attended basketball games or volleyball dinners as a representative of the college. Every now and then, I would eat lunch at the student union and reclaim my high score on Area 51 in the arcade room, just like I did as a student. It felt good knowing I was helping students like I used to be. Story 63. I work in an office job and it is quite boring. However, I have just transitioned from a toxic industry and a very stressful position, so switching to something simple and with generally friendly people is nice right now. Story 64. My office job varies from day to day. I work with two of my best friends, but we have a challenging boss, so the atmosphere often depends on the day's vibe. Story 65. About 60% of the days are average, 30% are good or fun, and 10% are bad. Overall, I am happy with my job, but the pay is not great. I am the education director at a museum. Story 66. I work from home, and my job is quite monotonous. So I usually work while I watch television or listen to music. I am a researcher for a law firm. Story 67. I like my job, but I don't like how much time I spend there compared to the quality of life it provides me in modern times. I work much more than my parents for significantly less. Story 68. I worked in corrections for 14 years and had an amazing time with many great people. I left with fantastic stories about experiences I never imagined being involved in. My days usually went by quickly since there was a lot of downtime, and I would chat with the inmates while hanging out in the dorm. It was a great job and I highly recommend it. That being said, I dislike that jail with every fiber of my being, and I am glad I never have to go back. Story 69. I work in advertising. It is pretty fun for the most part. Can be stressful at times, and sometimes clients can be a headache, but overall it is quite enjoyable. Story 70. I work at the front desk of a doctor's office handling registration. This involves ensuring that insurance is active and within the network, as well as updating charts. I enjoy the work. It's easy and offers a lot of downtime, with plenty of tasks to keep me occupied if I feel bored. However, the management is challenging. The level of micromanagement can be toxic and overwhelming at times. Story 71. Some days I do enjoy it. I never really dislike it unless I have to give a presentation in front of a large audience. Most of the time, I find it fulfilling. I manage a logistics department at my company and coordinate work for several warehouses worldwide. Story 72. I enjoy it most days. Some days can be challenging. I have worked in various roles, but what I do now involves collaborating with another organization. I meet with them to understand their changes and priorities, and then I consider how it will impact my organization, highlighting the risks and benefits for our managers. Every day presents something different. I love analyzing data and identifying problems. I gain visibility with upper management when I propose solutions. When a full project is required, I prefer to pass it on to a project manager to handle the more tedious tasks. Unfortunately, the only way I know to enter a role like this is by spending significant time in one organization, becoming an expert on the systems and processes, and building a network. After that, I can move to another organization that values my knowledge. This is not a position someone could easily obtain without prior experience. Story 73. I am a college literature professor with 34 years of experience, and I love my job. I have never woken up and thought, ugh, work. I appreciate this job, the students, and the community. I am truly grateful for it. Story 74. I am a school secretary, and last year I worked at an adult education center, which I loved. My coworkers were fantastic, and it was rewarding to see the adult students finally graduate from high school. It means so much more to them than just graduating on time. They went through a lot and had to work twice as hard to get there. However, it was mostly my coworkers who made the experience enjoyable. I miss them. Story 75. I love my job and going to work. I work in construction. I'm not in the field doing manual labor, but I get to hire my friends and ensure my team is taken care of while I help the company grow. I wake up every day excited to do this. Story 76. Digital communications in the social care sector are constantly evolving. We manage large-scale communication projects and engage in creative web design. Ultimately, we are improving lives, which makes it a rewarding experience overall. Story 77. I develop new technologies that will help cure people with genetic diseases. I truly enjoy my work and the people I collaborate with. Story 78. I work for a small property development company. I do a bit of everything, but the majority of my time is spent working on two-dimensional full-site drawings, converting those preliminary drawings into three-dimensional models, and then transforming those models into fully developed animations of 40 to 200 acre sites. It's challenging, but as the sole member of my department, I can look back at the company portfolio and realize that everything in it is my personal work. These days, I also work from home, which is the best thing ever. I am fast and proficient at my job, and when I was confined to an office, it was a struggle to fill my day with relevant work while waiting for others to respond. Now, working from home, I can play a game, recently finishing Red Dead Redemption 2, spend time with my dogs in the yard, and get some housework done to avoid tackling it later. Couldn't be better. The pay is not where it should be and barely accounts for a decade's worth of inflation, but for someone who, on paper, is not qualified for this work, it is reasonably fulfilling. Story 79. Audiovisual Technology Supervisor at a Museum. I have many days when I don't want to work, but I derive a lot of satisfaction from my job. I enjoy my team and technicians, the work is diverse, and the schedule often shifts toward nights, which I prefer. Story 80, yes, I work as a systems administrator for the government. It can be a very hectic and demanding job at times, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. It gives me a sense of purpose and leverages my analytical problem-solving skills. I am very happy to do the work I do. Story 81. Nope. I truly dislike it. The best day at work is exponentially worse than the worst day at home could ever be. Factory worker. Story 82. If I were the type of person to vocally express how I feel on days when I have to go to work, I would start screaming the moment I wake up. Story 83. I am an entrepreneur and franchisee working over 100 hours a week, and I love it. My business allows me to communicate and travel around the world, primarily in Europe, creating and planning initiatives with my team for our clients. I enjoy transforming my hobby into my work and spending time with friends. As a franchisee of a grocery store, I am proud of how far I have come in about 12 years, from starting at the bottom to reaching the top. Seeing customers come in and out every day, observing my employees working hard while also laughing and having fun, brings me joy. I cherish the opportunity to help each of my employees discover who they want to become. I teach them valuable skills and provide space to practice what they learn in school. Even if they make mistakes or cost me money, I want to give them the opportunities to grow into something special. I hope that when they leave to pursue their dreams, they will look back on this place and feel as happy and proud as I do of all of them. Despite the long days, I take pride in what I do, and it brings me happiness. Story 84. Let me put it this way. They have to pay me to be there. The things I enjoy are worth paying for. I work in an office. Story 85. Can I reply even though I am retired? I miss going to work because I loved my job. I provided information technology help desk support. Story 86. I am an analyst and I quite like it. Everyone in my office is friendly and enjoyable to converse with. The products we sell are good, and the overall atmosphere is positive. As usual, how you feel in a place largely depends on the people and, to a lesser extent, the environment. I'm fortunate that the workplace I am in is healthy. Story 87. Do I love my job? No. Do I hate my job? No. I like it enough most days, and I suppose that's more than most people can say. I'm thankful for what I have. Story 88. I am a plumbing contractor specializing in custom homes. I wish I were better with computers and didn't have a difficult commute. Nonetheless, I do what I have to do. Story 89. I work in healthcare construction at an active hospital and research institute. I love my job and look forward to it 90% of the time. Projects are big and complex, and things can go very wrong very quickly. My role is a bit unconventional. I am not a project manager, architect, or engineer. I am more like the campus fixer. I specialize in operating rooms and large projects. One of my colleagues specializes in research labs, while the third member of our team focuses on smaller projects and clinic spaces, although we have all done a bit of everything. Story 90. I am an emergency nurse practitioner, so I reduce dislocations, read x-rays, diagnose, treat, and discharge patients and suture. I have worked hard to get here and I do enjoy it. It is likely one of the better nursing jobs available these days, if I'm completely honest. Story 91. I am a barber, and my job is enjoyable because I love to cut hair, and I am very good at it. It's easy money, and the hours fit my needs since I am an independent contractor. I have it really good, and I am grateful. I couldn't see myself being okay at any other job. Story 92. Social worker in the Department of Unemployment. I don't like it. The pay isn't great and people can be challenging. After work, my social battery is drained. The pros are that I have 45 vacation days, work from home 4 days a week, and there is no stress for me. Story 93. IT manager, network, and system administrator. For me, it's all about the environment. Some jobs I've disliked, while others I've enjoyed. I found my place in the nonprofit sector and likely wouldn't work anywhere else again. Would I prefer to be on a beach sipping margaritas? Sure. But when it comes to work, I no longer feel dread on Sunday nights like I used to. Story 94. I can't say I like being here, but it isn't bad. I get a good workout and I get paid well, earning between $80,000 and $90,000 a year. I would say it's fun, but it's certainly fulfilling. I am a steel worker. Story 95. I am a theater technician. It depends on the week and the people I am working with, but in general, I enjoy my work. Story 96. I would say that I enjoy my job about 95% of the time. I work at a brewery. While it can be labor-intensive, it is also a lot of fun, and I have been there for 15 years now. Story 97. I love it. I used to work a 9 to 5 office job and realized I had to make a change by 24 or I would have gone crazy. I moved to sales, specifically medical device sales, and I love every day. There are no Sunday scaries. I feel intellectually stimulated, and I receive great pay. Story 98. I have had unsatisfactory jobs for 20 years. After a year, I am still in the honeymoon phase with my current career in building mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. Story 99. I used to feel differently, but the pandemic and the current geopolitical landscape make me fear for my livelihood if I quit. Therefore, I continue to work in finance and data management. Story 100. I don't mind it. Some days it's quite nice. I do geographic information system work for a small city, which means I keep the maps updated. If I want to, I can find a reason to go outside and take a break from my desk for a while. Story 101. Yes, I am 42 years old and have been working since the age of 6. I love going to work no matter the job I have. I am currently a dishwasher in my hometown. Story 102. I am a general manager and I create my own schedule. I have one person to report to and I have earned more money than ever before. I also enjoy my job a lot. I feel very fortunate. Story 103. I don't love my job, but I don't hate it most of the time. Most days I come home feeling satisfied that I did something useful. I can pay my bills, and more often than not, my coworkers show me something new or make me laugh. I'm an electrician. Story 104. I am a software developer and have had some really good jobs with great people. I loved the work and the atmosphere. Sadly, I am currently in a job where I like the people but dislike the work so much that I consider quitting every day. However, I feel unable to do so because of the current job market. Story 105. I work to pay my bills, keep my house and car, and avoid reminders from my wife about not making enough. No, I dislike it. Story 106. I used to love my job. Then I thought I needed to advance my career and began to dread every minute of it. I received a job offer, but it was put on hold, and now everyone dislikes me because I work for the government. Now, I hate my job even more and I am stressed all day. Story 107. I work in an office. The pay is good, but I have a few female colleagues that I have some fun with in a vacant office. We enjoy each other's company. Story 108. I own a business, so it is rewarding to build and maintain something that is mine. It definitely has its moments. Story 109. I used to work as a contractor at the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and it was honestly pretty awesome. I loved everything I did, and everyone I worked with was great. After I got married and started a family, contracting didn't sit well with me because there was not much job security. So, I got a job as a civil servant in the state government. It is not as interesting as the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, but it is very secure and the benefits are great, so it works out. Story 110. Enjoy? That didn't even occur to me. I have been working for 39 years and have never enjoyed a single day of it. If I did enjoy it, I would be paying them. Story 111. I am a high school teacher. I love my job most days. If all I had to do was teach, it would be completely great. Too much of my time is spent on counterproductive local interpretations of initiatives coming down from state or federal organizations. When I am actually doing my real job, the energy from the students keeps me feeling young, even though I am 45 years old. They have such creative ideas that I never would have considered in a century of trying. They tell hilarious stories and introduce me to great new music. My district is one of the poorest in Tennessee, but I have rejected offers to move on several occasions because I love what I do and the students deserve an advocate who appreciates and respects them. I also run a tabletop role-playing game club at work. It feels like stealing to get paid for doing the very thing I do as a hobby, but that certainly contributes to my enjoyment of my job. Story 112, Bud Tender. I wish it paid more, but talking about cannabis all day and making people happy is the best job ever. Plus, the discounts. Story 113. It was always my dream to be a self-starter and team player in a dynamic, multicultural environment where we collaborate and align with our core values to deliver efficient, innovative, and cost-effective outcomes. Story 114. I work in a health insurance company call center. It may not be the most exciting job in the world, but it pays well, offers great benefits, is within walking distance from home, and has highly predictable hours that are easy to plan around. Story 115. I am a software developer working remotely for a United States company from my house in Belize. I enjoy my work. Story 116. I love my job as a flight attendant. Even though I only work full-time about 15 days a month, I can choose my schedule. I may not get rich, but I definitely won't get bored. Story 117. I have been working for about 50 years, starting with a paper route at the age of 12. I believe you should find enjoyment in your job. Focus on the interactions between yourself and everything around you. You will experience both challenging days and good days. Once you begin to understand yourself and what you enjoy doing, you will have the tools to appreciate work more than dislike it. When you have a positive moment, be sure to note it, take joy in it, and strive to create similar experiences. Story 118. I earn enough from my online businesses that I no longer need my day job, but I am a specialized locksmith and enjoy helping people while learning more about my field. Today, I assisted an elderly gentleman who recently lost his key, and he continuously thanked me for being helpful and affordable, complimenting my kindness. That's why I do this work. It also helps keep me grounded, allowing me to go out, explore, and meet new people. Story 119. Work from home. People can be challenging. It is best to avoid distractions and negativity. Working from home allows you to save time on commuting. Embrace the flexibility, and you will be happier. Story 120. I work at a bar as a bar back. I absolutely dislike it. My manager has me doing everyone else's job. I can't wait to quit. Story 121. Currently unemployed. I enjoyed my previous full-time job. I worked the second shift in a warehouse. It was a decent job for unskilled labor, paying $16 per hour, with health insurance and a standard 40-hour work week. It wasn't my passion or calling, but I wasn't unhappy there either. I know many people don't like working second shift, but for me, it was ideal. I could stay up as late as I wanted and sleep in if I desired. While I didn't have time for much during the work week, I still had the weekends to do what I wanted. Story 122. Sometimes, when I have a good client with interesting problems and we are working together to solve them, I feel positive. However, if I find myself providing support for 4 or 5 clients at once while caring more than they do, then I do not feel as motivated. Story 123. I am an engineer working in a corporate office. The pay is very good, but I dislike the job. I enjoy working with my colleagues, but the job itself is unsatisfying. Story 124. I have been a flight attendant for over 10 years now and absolutely love it. I enjoy visiting different destinations, staying in nice hotels, and having plenty of free time to do what I want. I look forward to every trip I take. Story 125. I love my job. I'm an executive administrative assistant at a college in the entertainment and technology department. Seeing the students grow in their confidence and skills is a joy. When they come back to visit after making their mark in their chosen fields, I feel like a proud mom. Story 126. I am an aerospace machinist. I create expensive pieces of metal and transform them into beautiful, functional parts that are used in space and serve a significant purpose. It's a rewarding profession. Story 127. I am in sales for a powered mobility manufacturer. I cover 3 states and average 2 nights on the road. I love my job. Story 128. I am an engineering manager. My job is to ensure my team is both healthy and productive. I wear multiple hats, including that of a mental health coach. It is a tough but rewarding role when expectations are met and the team is smiling. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.